Hey Jackie. Hey Nene. Hey my babies. Yes, we getting ready to get started, but I had to get me something to munch on. I know that. Good evening, everybody. Don't forget to hit that like. And if you're watching a replay, you could just get straight to the show. Get straight to the show. Hopefully, you guys had a nice Mother's Day yesterday. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. Yes. Now, before we get into the show, we're going to get into the show. Well, we're going to start with Mr. Brian. And I'll put the link down there too. I'll put the link down there because y'all already know this is an open panel. Y'all know this already. So if you got the time, come on up. Oh man. This ninja. Well, I could have swore I copied it. Maybe I didn't. There you go. I cut the music down. No, I did not. Now, here we go. I'm going to drop that in there. We're going to start with Mr. Brian McKnight. And it's Trifey. Yes, we are. In no particular order. We're going to start with whatever he said. Now, here he says, our estrangement was mutual.
Towards reconciliation and acknowledging them a dead issue. And I changed my will the next day.
Hey, Paula.
I've spent the last 30 plus years building a recognized, respectable name, and ironically, there are still people out there who are trying to smear my name while still carrying it, hoping to use it for their own benefit. I make absolutely no apologies for naming my infant son Brian. I want him and the world to know that he is the one who is my true legacy. So I'll be over here, continuing to love and protect my wife and our children as we continue to love our life. I never abandoned anyone. Our estrangement was mutual, but those posts made any roads towards reconciliation and acknowledging them a dead issue. And I changed my will the next day. I've spent the last 30 plus years building a recognized, respectable name, and ironically, there are still people out there who are trying to smear my name while still carrying it, hoping to use it for their own benefit. I make absolutely no apologies for naming my infant son Brian. I want him and the world to know that he is the one who is my true legacy. So I'll be over here, continuing to love and protect my wife and our children as we continue to love our life. I never abandoned. Brian McKnight here. There's been a lot of discussion online lately about how I talk about my family on social media. Typically, I prefer not to give attention to the internet trolls, but now my family is being harassed online and accosted in public, apparently because some people can't handle seeing my happily ever after. Coming after me is one thing, but the moment you come after my wife and our children, it's another story. Because even more important to me than defending my name is defending and protecting them. I want to address some of these recent discussions. There is a very simple reason why I post about some of my children on social media and not others. The children that I do not currently have relationships with, I don't post about them. Instead, I post about the children with whom I do have relationships, with whom I am proud of. Brian McKnight here. There's been a lot of discussion online lately.
This ninja said, the kids, whom he don't have a relationship with, and the children, he has a relationship with. Ninja, wake up call. They are not your kids. They are not, that's the next man kids. Them the next man kids. Them ain't your kids. Yes, you're supposed to take care of your stepkids as your own, but they're not yours. Boop 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 boop. They're not your kids. That's the next man kids. Them the next man seeds. You're doing the next man job. You're helping out the next man. So you can't help out your children, but you can help the next man out, right? That man don't have no responsibilities. So you rather him, a grown man, who's got two kids from your wife, to spike your kids. You rather make his life easier and make your life harder. But guess what? They still love their daddy. They like all your gifts. Yes, they love all your gifts. But they still love their daddy. It's gonna come a point in time. It's gonna be about that daddy, baby. It's gonna be about that daddy. Daddy coming back. Daddy gonna come back. What you gonna do? Because every true little girl loves their daddy. And you ain't the daddy. You ain't the pappy. You ain't the pappy. Well, my children, no, that's his kids. Now, he made some allegations, which I've seen it, but I don't know where it's at. But he made some allegations against his real daughter. And he stated something that he shouldn't have said. Hey, kitty queen, and stated some stuff that he shouldn't have said. So she sued his butt, and he settled out of court, and he making it seem like he did her a favor. Like he did her a favor. Ain't that something? Let's go. And he want us to read this. We ain't reading this shit. The plaintiff awarded punitive damages in amount according to proof of trial. The plaintiff will be awarded blah 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 blah. I'm gonna slow motion it. So if you're watching the replay, you can just stop and you can read it. Okay. Brianna shall dismiss the Amazon litigation with presidents. No wrongdoing. Yeah, it was wrongdoing. We heard you say it. Brian is not admitting any liability or wrongdoing. The payments here do not constitute any admission. Ninja, please. He signs his name, Brian McKnight, and then he's going to get petty. And look at it. He's trying to show this picture like, but your daughter is so pretty. His daughter, and he got another one. I don't know what the other daughter at, but he got another daughter too. Your daughter is so pretty. You claim this over that. Oh, this say 215. So this 2015. How did you and all the kids fall out? Like, damn, they got different mothers. How did you and all of them fall out? And then you taking care of the next man kids, calling them bright children. They pappy like hell. Their real father like hell. But thanks for getting my daughter to bed. Thank you. So he's trying to show at one point in time they did get along. Whoopie do. Whoopie doing. And make it so bad. This son right here has his son, Brian, and this is Brian, the real Brian Jr., and this is Nico. But the problem is, boy, you better get your singing up. You sing just like your dad and your uncles. A very musical family. So now he want to show the son there when he get married, right? And them look like the fakest smiles that I've ever seen, ever. But what your grandkids? Nobody want to see all that. Nobody want to see all that. Then if you look down his thing, first of all, chick. Yes, you the love of his life. And he wrote the son to his son. So basically, he's the third, because he's not the junior. He's the third. You can't erase that, buddy. So his name is Brian what? What's his name? Brian what? I love my legacy something. Brian McKnight. Yeah, I know he ain't no junior. You can name your child Brian, but it won't be Brian Jr. because legally, you got a Brian McKnight Jr. A junior mean has your full name and with a junior to it. This one you may have named Brian, but he ain't no damn junior. And that son gonna disappoint the shit out you, because he gonna look for his siblings. He gonna look. Remember, there are, and if you look, this is what men usually do, right? Look what men usually do. They all up under the woman's family. They all up under. We don't care. So they in Rome. I'm so sick of you holding that belly. Who cares? I'm gonna show you. He got all her family up in here. Look, he got her papa. The women don't leave their family, but he left his. But she damn sure didn't leave hers. We don't want to see this shit. All little fake behind kisses. Mr. Brian. No, we ain't not listening to you no more. No, we're not. Look at that. That ain't even his. That's not even his mama. That's her family. He close with that family, boy. And don't you think she gets tired of kissing your ass every day? She don't want to kiss you every damn day. If I feel like kissing you. Like they so happy. That's how you know it's so fake. It's so fake. I'm kissing you every day. Give me a kiss. Well, give me a kiss. Well, give me a kiss. He ain't got none of his siblings. He ain't got no niece or nephew. He ain't got nothing but her and this woman and her baby daddy kids. Her baby daddy kids. That's all. That's all he got. That's all he got. He ain't got his kids. He got her baby daddy kids. Because they damn sure ain't children. You're not the pappy. You can spend all the money you want. You could dress all the way you want. You could do whatever you want to do. But you're not the pappy. You better enjoy that little man. Because see, at the end of the day, you got grandkids. I'm like, I can see you cutting off the kids, but how do you cut the grandkids off? Like, how do you see your own grandkid? What do you do? Walk past them? You walk on by? Like, how do you do that? I'm just saying, how do you do that? I don't care what my child do to me. Your grandkids are off limits. Grandkids are always off limits. And that little boy you got, he gonna need his nieces and nephews. He gonna need his nieces and nephews, baby. Yes, he is. He gonna need somebody to play with. But all them other kids are gonna be out the house. You gonna wish you had a relationship. You gonna wish he had his wife stands by his bad behavior. Because you would not. My thing is, as a mother, you would not use my kids as pawns to get your kids mad. That mean is not authentic. You would not use my kids as pawns. Hey Spice, you would not use my kids as pawns to get your kids mad. I think that is disgusting. And for any woman, okay, he really love me now, but she's scared to say anything. She ain't gonna say absolutely nothing. Then she said, "Oh, you made me a girl dad." No, she didn't make you a girl dad. She made her father a girl dad. Mm-hmm. We're gonna get to that interview right now. And that guy is new on YouTube. And he's a and he is an actor. He's starting a YouTube channel. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel. But we're gonna get up to that in a second, right? But we're gonna check out his mother's channel. His wife's then okay. Okay, now we're gonna check out his ex-wife page before we get to the interview. We're gonna check out the ex-wife page if I can find it. If I can find it. If I can find it. I don't know. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see.
But yes, I'm getting a
Does this help tighten a loose, saggy skin? I don't know. Mr. Dalvin. All right now. Get down, Joe, to see. Genuine. I bust my butt. I am constantly laughing with the funnies, but we right back at ATL. That's right. Okay, this is his wife, his ex-wife. This is ex-wife, Paige. And we're gonna watch this interview in a second. She has a book called Mama Bear coming out, which I'm glad that I think he do I think he owed this free promotion to his ex-wife. He owed her this free promotion because now we're all looking at his ex-wife. This is her. We're all looking at her. She's a musician. We're looking at the sons. So these are the grandbabies. They grandbabies are so cute. Grandbabies are adorable. This is this is his granddaughter, right? How do you not? How do you walk by a little baby that's so cute and got your eyes? I'm just saying. This is Brian McKnight's granddaughter. How you cut her off too? What did she do? What did she do to you? What? That's crazy. What did little mama do to you? And I believe this the grandson again got your same exact face. He looks like a Brian III. This young boy have your same exact face. That is crazy. These are his sons. He has, you could tell he's a McKnight. What did he do to you? What the hell did he do to you? This another grandkid. What did she do to you? These are the grandbabies. How do you cut the grandbabies? They are beautiful. So we saw the 3 grandkids. I don't know if it's more grandkids, but I know of them too. Look at this little pretty little girl here. This is him with the little baby. Look at her. What the heck did this beautiful baby do to you? And it's 2002. So we 2000. If this says, it says, 4 weeks ago. Look at her. What did this poor baby do to you? I know they entitled. The grandkids are entitled too. Man, listen. Y'all see the little family picture? Good. I know. Good looking family. That's crazy. Children are a blessing from God. Yes, they are. The nerve. How do you cut the grandbaby? Like, what the hell the grandkids do? Jeez. How do you not want to see your grandkids? And they're beautiful. How do you not want to see them? Okay, you cut the I'm like, listen, I cut you off, but you better bring my grandkids over. Shoot. And then I hear people say that his wife offered him a job, his son a job. Do you hear? Y'all must don't hear. I understand. There, but no love at all. Yes, Paula. But the thing is, his sons have his talent, right? Have y'all heard him and his sons sing? If I couldn't get a copyright strike, my God, I think they sung out one of the national anthems. Them boys ain't no joke, right? If I know my kids got the same talent as me, I'm not going to tell you to work in no damn hospital. They got to leave their talent alone because your wife told them to work in a hospital. They should have been your backup singer. You could have had them as your backup singers. Yeah, some kids fall short. That's because they're human. People say entitled. There's no such thing as an entitled rich kid. There's no such thing as an entitled rich kid. Why? Because their parents made them entitled. So now you want to do tough. No, you can't tough love. That's just like Puff Daddy. All of a sudden cutting off his kids after he done had them dripped all their life. Well, you know what? I know I gave you $1 million birthday parties. They should have stayed touring with him because them boys ain't no joke. And they still making music. We'll go to them later. But I'm saying, that's like Puff Daddy all of a sudden out of nowhere. Well, I'm going to give you tough love. No, Puff Daddy, you gave them kids $1 million birthday parties, $1 million watches, mansions. You gave them the whole entire world. Now, you know what? I'm going to give you tough love. No, you gave them the lifestyle. You made them feel rich. So now they want to continue to feel rich. Now, you should have had them, like, if you, like, don't come from money, and now you're rich, you make your kids work with you since knee high. Like since they're like 1 or 2, take them to work, have them work. That's how you teach them work ethic. You can't wait till they get grown. But either way, some kids lose their way. Some kids lose their way. Some kids get on your nerves. Some kids do some crazy things to their parents. I guarantee you every parent has a story. And I guarantee you within a certain age bracket, their kids, once they get out of whatever, become back your kid. You don't like estrange them. You can't estrange your kids. They're your kids. I don't care. That's your blood. You don't, even if you don't like them, you can't stand them. You know what I mean? Parents, kids became crackheads. They still love every crackhead part of that damn kid. The kid done robbed them, stole from them, everything. You got kids, parents who kids is in jail right now for some terrible crimes, and they still love their kids because they're your kids. So, again, the mother's coming out with the book. The mother is coming out with the book. And I think this is very good free publicity that they give her. Thank you. She thanks you very much. I have to share myself. So now people is going to look into her, and they're going to look into her book. Thank you. So at least he did her that favor that people get to see her now. She's more public now. So he owed her that. Even though we didn't like what he said, but it's still free publicity. It's still free publicity. Now I'm trying to see who's going to be late to the class. When I show this, that's going to be it. It's not a long interview. It's a short interview. So I need one more person need to come on in so we can get this interview going. Uh-oh, we got that one more. Now, this interview comes from Robert, ooh, Robert X. Galfin. Robert F. X. Galfin. He's a house music icon, right? He's new on here. He's an actor. We're going to check him out too. But he got, he's just making it. So if you would like to support this man, support him, because he the only one got that interview. I'm going to ask her to come on here too. I'm going to ask her to come on here. I may ask him to come on here. But let's go.
Family? Yeah. But I don't know it all, and neither does anyone else. Yet there are a bevy of opinions out there, rumors constantly circulating, and I'm sure you've had many an offer to star on reality series. But I have to acknowledge the class, dignity, and grace with which you carry yourself as a mother, a house music icon, and former wife of R&B music icon, Brian McKnight. Please tell the viewers about your upcoming memoir, long in the making, called Mama Bear. Why was it important for you to tell your story, your way, and at this time?
First of all, thank you for all that. You know I cry when the wind blows, but I appreciate you so much. I do. The little uncle and big brother to my boys, BJ and Nico. But you know what? Mama Bear has been in the making for, and honestly, this isn't like I've been working on it forever. No, really, it's taken me. Let's see, BJ's 33, Nico's 30, over 20 years to be able to pick it up and not put it back down, because it was the book really, really, really comes from the pages of my journals. I mean, directly from them. And I would go back and I would read them, and some of the things would be things that I am a total fan of journaling. It gets it out. You leave it there and you walk away from it. And what Mama Bear has shown me is things that I left there on the page. My mind let go of it. My soul let go of it. My body let go of it. Spirit let go of it. And I kid you not, I read through some of my passages. I dated it all, so I knew exactly the time it was happening. And oh my God, some of the wording, and it just didn't even, it sounded like it was a whole nother somebody. Because I was. I mean, Rob, even down to the handwriting, you'll understand this. Some of the handwriting was, and other was kind of slurred. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Because that's where I was. So about a year and a half ago, I got to the point, tour season for me was heavy. So I was spending a lot of time in the airport, a lot of time in hotel rooms, and a lot of time alone. And I'm sure because that's where I was. So about a year and a half ago, I got to the point.
Yes,
Tourist
I was
season
on
for me
mute,
was
damn it.
heavy, so
Oh,
I was
God.
spending a lot of time in the airport, a lot of time in hotel rooms, and a lot of time alone. And I'm sure that, like many people,
Hold up.
the pandemic hit, which meant my life slowed down. So I was, I never stopped teaching. My center was always open. That was a release for me as well. But I was able to focus and say, I turned my thinking around about a year and a
All
half.
right, guys, I'm sorry. I was on mute. I was reading what she was saying. God dang it. I wasn't in the screen because I was reading what she was saying. So I'm going to read what she said. Again, she says, eventually, the house got bigger, the garage filled with more cars, and his time at home was even less. He barely tried to hide his outside relationships, and I continued to turn a blind eye. I realized that my hair would never be long enough, my breasts large enough, my curvier figure wouldn't be in his style for another 20 years. I was clear about the fact that no matter how many times he'd tell me that he preferred my curly hair because straight made me look like every other black girl, that the texture would never be right. My clothes wasn't trendy. I always been more bohemian. I couldn't care less about designer handbags. I didn't spend my day shopping, lunching, or in the gym. Most days, I even cleaned the house before the housekeeper arrived. For him, I followed the entertainer's wife handbook.
Ago, I got to the point. Tourist season for me was heavy, so I was spending a lot of time in the airport, a lot of time in hotel rooms, and a lot of time alone. And I'm sure that, like many people, the pandemic hit, which meant my life slowed down. So I was, I never stopped teaching. My center was always open. That was a release for me as well. But I was able to focus and say, I turned my thinking around and said, I'm going to read my journals outside of myself. Like, that's not me. I didn't write those. I don't even remember. I don't even remember some of these things I've written down. And once I was able to kind of, I think dissociate is the wrong word, because I knew it was me, but I was able to sit back and look at it and kind of pull it apart.
An objective you.
That was it. That it was me. And the core of it, even through all the stuff, the core of it always came back to my babies, the strength I got from them. And then it moved to situations where then I started to get, develop strength from their baby sister. Then their baby sister, and then I remarried, and he came with 8 babies, and we just became a tribe. And I mean, his youngest, she was 8.5 months, so I learned lessons aside from being a mom that had given birth to babies, that the fact of being a mother, which my grandmother always was, my dad's mommy, she was the mother to hundreds of children through foster care or group home or just other family moms and adults. And I was like, this is what it is. You're a mama just because that's what you are. And it just, even my younger clan that's come through, I learned so many lessons from their moms. Aside from my son's sisters, the moms of, my then husband too, his tribe of kids, I learned from their moms, the struggle of dealing with, here I am. They had to trust me. They didn't know, well, who is this? And, the dynamic that's around a new wife and a stepmom. And I hate the phrase baby mama. I do not like it. These are these children's mother. That's who they are. They are these children's mother. They have the same protection around their babies that I had around mine. But I had to learn to develop a relationship when they were ready, not via mom, but with the moms and I. And that's the kind of the writing just became about being a mama, because my boys are my saviors and heroes.
Well, and I want to ask you about
Mama Bear is.
Yeah, I want to ask.
She says, it's impossible to explain the love that I have for my sons. I would give my last breath and my lungs for them. I will fight ferociously, I know the word, on their behalf. I am certain that these are the sentiments most mothers share. I never imagined loving children that I had in birth just as much as I love my sons. I soon realized that loving my son's sisters, which means there's another sister we ain't seen, came just as naturally as breathing. First, a beautiful little 4-year-old girl danced into our lives and called me mommy. Next, another perfect little girl who wore the same face as her older siblings. 3 mothers, 3 women who initially were only connected by the seed of one man. We now have became a family of support and love for our children. We are mama bears. Woo! Woo! So, right there, that's 4 kids, right? That's right there, it's 4 kids. So I guess he cut the other little girl off too, huh? He cut her off too. My. Let's go.
Ask you about that because young people understand the complexities of life far more than others give them credit for. Parents try to hide those hardships, and I know folks need to read your book, but can you tease folks just a little bit about how you and your sons navigated those tougher times together and apart? I'm sure that the dynamics were all over the place.
Oh, and let me tell you, and I am not the one that's going to say you need to go. I'll save that, but no, my bigger mission, not even mission, my passion is, which I didn't even know, was to help parents, moms and dads, and hopefully it trickles down to the babies, that we all work on our own stuff, and at the end of the day, make sure that our kids are okay. And you're absolutely right. The difficulty was, I knew that being a mom was just what I was going to do, but I started as a wife and a mother, and
Listen to this.
I tell you, never expected that all of a sudden I'd be a single mom. It just wasn't. It wasn't in my frame. It wasn't like I was like, oh, I won't be no. That's just not what I was. It just totally blindsided me when the boys and I were asked to leave.
Ain't that some shit?
Because he wanted to choose a different life. And that was column 1. So looking back now, I can see where at the moment I was like, wait a minute, what? And we left. Well, there was no choice because the apartment had already been arranged. So it was pretty much, that's why I always say, Tyler Perry, you owe me some money. Because that whole section of the truck showing up and the whole thing was like, wait a minute. I'm kidding, Tyler. I'm not going to say it. But it was
real.
Where so many people, I was living in a world where I knew we had some things, but we were a young couple. We had 2 kids. We had them early. He's a celebrity. That's what's going on. I had grown up in a household that had always been filled with some type of celebrity or the other. So that didn't faze me. I was totally into being just a wife, not a celebrity wife. I didn't tag myself as that. I was merely a wife. I was merely a mom. I was merely a housewife in the Valley in California, doing what we do. And then suddenly I was told I wasn't. And then I had to find a way to handle that. And I can very honestly tell you, I did not do well at that at first. It was rough. It was rough. It was rough because my entire life and the dynamic of my life had changed. My kids were 6 and 3, so they were just, and I'm letting them know,
baby, baby, oh, baby, he get ain't that some sugar honey iced tea? Tell her and the kids to go. I'm like, no, sir. I don't know what you got set up over there. When you and that chick is going over there. Mama. Baby. Brian, he forgot their ass since then. Mama. And then you always be like, oh, the woman is bitter. This is what make women bitter. And then you want us to kiss your ass. Kiss your behind. Sorry, you two. My. He done kicked the woman out with the kids and moved the next woman in. My. Oh, cha. This is why I be telling y'all people to come up on the panel. But my. Let's continue this. I mean, I look at him now. I'm ready to scratch his ass out. Scratch him out. Damn it. Scratch him out. Scratch him out. Oh, no. People like, oh, take the high road. Oh, hell no. But at least she get to tell her story now. So that part is good. She's going to tell her story now. Okay. She said, I try to make it a game for my boys. I gave them their own boxes and a pack of markers. I told them that they could decorate them and fill them with anything they wanted in the house. I put on some music, made a picture of margaritas, and changed into my swimsuit. I spent the next few hours going from packing to the pool. When I began to feel overwhelmed, while tossing my memories into the brown boxes, I would swim. For some strange reason, I felt like I was stealing things that didn't belong to me, items that I've chosen to make my house a home for my husband and sons. The truck was loaded and we made the 10-minute ride from the house, and I called my family to the apartment that had been chosen for my boys and I. My. Ooh, girl. Oh, my.
Oh, this is so cool and fun. You've got 2 houses and daddy lives over there and I live over here. And we could that age, they didn't really grasp it. but I did. But I had to kind of find my way through it. It wasn't until later that the boys and I were there. We were in our position. I went back to school. I went back to college, and I started to kind of, okay, oh, so this is who Julie planned to be. The kids started to get older, but during those times when it was rough financially, emotionally, spiritually, physically, I mean, it was a really, really dark time to only live 10 minutes down the road from my former house. And I think the moment that it kicked in for me that being their mom was being a mother was my strength is when I realized, so it wasn't me, it wasn't our children, because in our leaving, an entire another family moved in, a whole nother mom, 2 other kids. And when I realized that, I said, wait a minute, okay, I can do this one of 2 ways. I can become very DMX, or I can become very Claire Huxtable. I fell somewhere in between. And it just showed me that I didn't even relate to him anymore. I merely related to her. Whatever her position was and however she was entered into our lives. And I got to tell you that this same person, we eventually became where we would all stay and hang out together. Because I looked at her as a mom, as opposed to a woman he was dating during our marriage. I looked at her more that way. And what is she thinking?
Shit. I could see his face through the dash window of the limousine. I could see his bodyguard. I could see that they were having a discussion. I was standing in front of my home with this woman tucked behind me. She was holding onto my arm as I assured her that she'll be okay. At that moment, she was no longer the woman who had came into my home to tell me that she was pregnant with my husband's child. She was just a young woman afraid, assuring her that she'll be okay. I held her hand. Shit.
What is her intent for coming in? She's merely going off of where he's coming from and what he's saying. She doesn't know me, my sons. So the strength that I started to get through came from totally going in to mom mode. Even after we left and we moved to North Carolina, that still was it. My entire everything, each move that I made, and I have to tell you, they weren't all right. But those were the lessons I had to learn. I had my oldest at 18, so we grew up together. My second at 21, and by 25, 1, 2, 3, 4, 24 is when all 3 of us were just the 3 of us. I'm 24 and a half, so it's that they were the strength that got me to each section. She's trying to
Now, I've directed one of your sons, Brian McKnight Jr., in a feature film, and he's also the award-winning musical voice of this show. And
yes,
he's been very transparent about his journey and about his love and admiration for you. The same can be said of your youngest, Nico, and your love children as well. What's your advice to families facing struggles and challenges, particularly while in the public eye? Because that's a whole different sort of thing.
Let me tell, it's a whole different thing. I think the vibe of just where we are as a people at this point, these these 25 to 35-year-old folk have an entire, which includes my older love baby, my sons, you know, this crew of folks have they are understanding that, I don't know if it's because of more being, you know, having access to more information, being, you know, exposed to more circles of friends. Their mentality is different. They're understanding that, no, it's not in a disrespectful way, but we're kind of seeing that this isn't how a family dynamic works. It works for some, doesn't mean it's bad, but you know, let's try to work on it. Let's try to talk to my dad. If we can't, let's try to talk to my mom. If we can't, the difference, and these last few years of other celebrity children that are coming out and kind of talking about, no, man, this is what we went through. This was our life. It doesn't matter if we were in an 8, 10, 12,000 square foot house. It doesn't matter if you bought me a BMW. It doesn't matter if you bought me this. I needed you to be there. It wasn't about the money. And the misconception is, well, they took care of this, they took care of that. You should just be grateful for that. You know, and that goes back to way, way, way back in the day where, like, you know, I have to put food on the table, you do what. No, these young folk now are like, no, I really do need more. I needed more from you. And the difference with us is it's happening under a spotlight. And at the moment where, you know, and it wasn't as though all of a sudden we're just going to start writing stuff and and I won't speak on their behalf until they come and they talk to you. But, you know, I can say that there were numerous times where the effort was made on the kids' behalf to try to speak to you directly. And then when it became a point where we're not able to, we don't know how to, and, you know, people, it stacks up. And then, you know, we are in the public eye, which is something one of the things we always I loved being able to have some bit of anonymity with myself and my boys. Even when we left Los Angeles and moved to North Carolina, we were just kind of here. And that was able to give us some normalcy in our life. So they could just be young kids and just be teenagers. You know, even when we left the house and moved to the apartment the first time, no one knew who that was. No one knew. I was just another mom playing with their kids and hanging out. So it makes it extremely it made it difficult to try to navigate our lives and still be a family dynamic that's healthy, that, you know, afforded us the ability to work on the dysfunction that we did have. My sons and I are very clear with saying, no, we have no problem saying it was a dysfunctional situation. And we wanted to have the tools to work on it and move past it. But at the end of the day, the core was always, let's do this together. And the moment it became, you guys are there and I'm here, and it became a right or wrong, you can't really work with that. So this tribe over here just had to say, especially now that the grandbabies are here, no, we have to build this, pass the beliefs on, pass the family system on that we know has kept us strong through this point. And that includes all your family.
Julie, you've been on red carpets and newspapers and magazines, been at prestigious award ceremonies, etc. You were also raised in a very celebrity-heavy environment. Oh, the legends that have dined at your table. But you're a grounded individual. How does one not lose their sense of self in the face of success, whatever that may mean, especially in this day and age? And how were you able to impart that kind of wisdom to your own children?
I have, for me, it goes back to family. It goes back to, even with Muhammad Ali sitting at my table eating my grandmother's biscuits, it didn't mean that our household changed. We were who we were. I hate to use this word, but we were the regular family with the way folks would look at coming in. And I think that one of the things with our household and my parents and I go back to my grandmother, who I always grew up understanding that celebrity means absolutely nothing. It just means absolutely nothing. And I mean that to say that most celebrities just kind of want to be able to sit and eat some biscuits and molasses at somebody's table that's not, well, what are you this and what are you that? And what, not in the sense where it's your job and it's what you do, but to have that moment to let it down. And I think that being able to be around, the people that I've been blessed to be around, and I say blessed to have been around them, not because they were celebrities, but because of the lessons they taught me. When I had no idea, then I would then be on red carpets and magazine covers, and that was just with him. But then now, doing things in my own right, I was given the tools to use to stay a person that never forgets that you are absolutely no better than anybody else, no better than anyone else. And you're not the only one with that gift. I'm not the only one that's able to sing. I'm not the only one that's able to write. I'm not the only one that, has the gifts that I was given. I was just seen at a different time. And it kind of pushed me where maybe the sister or brother that was sitting next to me was a couple steps behind in the line. Has absolutely nothing to do with me at all. And I always wanted my sons to understand, because they also remember, being in the company of folks that others may be like, oh my God, you what? And when I started to see them, even after we moved to North Carolina, they became young teenagers. They became old enough, they were homeschooled, so they would stay part of the time at home with me. I would set up an entirely different homeschool type of situation there with their dad. So, because I never wanted them to be estranged from him. I didn't have to agree with anything that his lifestyle entailed, but it's their father. So let's make this work. Let's do whatever we do. And I would come to visit, and I started kind of see, some little, we did up now. Flight's leaving. We going back to Raleigh. We need to get a little grounded.
Yeah.
We need to get you back to some, trees and where the air smells different, and go hang out at Crabtree Mall for a little bit, because you're getting this twisted. And I think that balance, as they didn't like it, they were upset about it, but it started to balance out to where they realized, oh, here's real life, and here's this life. How can we kind of balance the two? And at the end of the day, it not be about celebrity, but it be about how your gift is of service to other people.
So basically, they were not spoiled brats. They were not spoiled brats, as people may want to call it. They were not entitled You know, their father gave them a little bit, but mama kept them down to earth. Mama knew people before she knew Brian. It's not like she came into the life in the spotlight after she met Brian. Her family, which we probably take a look at who her family is. But her family knew people before Brian. So she knew about celebrities and stuff before Brian. You know, people see like the person, or because the man had the money, and they think that the man, mom kept them grounded. So they wasn't all these things that people say that they was. You know? But the thing is, when kids get older, like she said, when kids get older, they have a story to tell. And the allegedly narcissistic person that Mr. Brian is, it's like, you know how them narcissistic people are. How dare you turn against me? You turned against me. Same way when when somebody leave, they're to blame. Forget about all the things you did to them to make them leave. If they flip it that you left them, not why you left them, it's just the fact that you left them. And they forget they will not tell people the reason why the person left. Oh, I was a good man. I was a good provider. And they just left me. They just out of nowhere just left you. You know, and then she loved his 2 kids. The 2 kids that he had on her. And moved the lady. I don't know where they do that at. She's a beautiful woman inside out. I swear, I pray for this woman. Because there is no way you're going to uproot me from my house and move me 10 minutes away so they can have the house. I don't know where. Brian, how did you do that back then? So these young boys doing a lot of stuff. Brian did it first. Brian did it first. He moved the pregnant mistress in the main house and kicked out the wife and the 2 kids. Yeah, she's really pretty. I'm trying to figure out, baby, where they do that at. And, you know, you can see in her eyes that, like I said, with all things that came out, that made all of us want to hear her more and see her more. So, Brian, thank you. We do appreciate that. Thank you for the disrespect that you've been giving your children that made us now more want to look into your kids. Thank you for the thank you for the free publicity. Because we would never be watching this right now if Brian didn't open his mouth. So yeah, you owe that to them so people can now, they can get more followers. They can get more followers and stuff. And for her age, she looks really good. For her age, it looked like she went younger than older, but she looks really good. But all them things that men tell women, you better get sure of yourself. As soon as the men start telling you stuff, even if you tell them back stuff, when they're the breadwinner and they're the celebrity, you can't win. You can't win. And they leave a lot of women damaged. They leave a lot of women really damaged. But it's almost finished. And like I said, please go check this channel out. Please go check this channel out. He's going to have more interviews and more things to come. And like I said, this is for fair use. This is fair use for entertainment, commentary purposes. This is fair use. And he's fairly new on YouTube. He's not new in the game. He's just new on YouTube. But we're going to check him out. So if the subscribers go up, you just know I sent it to you because this is a good thing that you're doing, and I can't wait to see more.
And I'm so proud of them because I know that they've gotten that now. They got it before, but I could only give them the lessons that I had learned and try to keep and just pray, Lord, that they listen to me. And I think they have. I'm proud of them.
I know you are. And Julie, before we part, I have to say you have sort of a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type of life, in that you have somewhat of a traditional life here in the States and a far more chaotic one overseas. Every time I turn around, you're in a different country.
Planes, high leads, trains, hello Naples, automobiles, hello Ibiza, Ubers, hello Manchester, taxis, Bristol, footwork, Liverpool, I'm here.
How do you balance your life and your career? And what's on the horizon this summer for Julie McKnight?
You know what? I test Julie McKnight. You know, now this is going to sound weird, but I tell you, the truth is what is really two things that balance my life is the fact that I know that I come back home to North Carolina, which I love, and I take a day off. I just came home this past Sunday. You know, and Monday I'm back at the preschool where I'm actually, you know, teaching my toddlers. And let me tell you, when you standing there and you just left a crowd of 10,000, and then on Monday afternoon you doing potty training, you stay grounded. You are, but my kids at the school, they just children, and I got to tell you this, Rob, being with these babies at that age also connects me. It gives me that same mama feeling. I'm not their mom, but I understand what their moms are going through to have to leave. These moms are working. These moms they do not want to leave their 2.5-year-olds. They don't, you know, they walk in. I could be insane. You know, they have to trust me with their most prized possession. And I do not take that lightly. When those babies are with me, I am their mama bear. Somebody can try to come through that room if they want to. Though, you know, my room of children and the kids in the school are, and I know that most teachers, that's our way. So that keeps me grounded. That's one. And just coming back home to my family. Yeah, and I'm not going to cry because you get me to cry all the time, Barb Walters. But I'm not going to do it because, you know my home. And I come back home to a house that's filled with my mom, my dad, my Nana's here. Ooh. My 2 baby brothers are here. My brother is here. My other brother and his wife are down 10 minutes down the road. Ooh. My cousins and my aunts and uncles are here. And these are the people that it's not like I have to say, well, you know, they keep me in line. No, it's my safe place. You know, it's because I'm me wherever I am. So it kind of, once I'm back home and back in my space, oh man. And, you know, and aside from that, just always wanting to be the person that my family's proud of. And now, then it turned into that my children are proud of. And now it's that my grandbabies can say, yeah, that's my Gigi. So, you know, it's not that hard, but those are simple things that keep me where I am. I better say where I am. Or I'm gonna hear it.
Well, that is beautiful.
I'm trying to get a better picture of her. Uh, uh, That's a good picture though. But that I can't wait to read the book. I just wish they would have said, you know, the book will be out, blah blah blah. But my thing is, girl, don't write no book unless you're gonna tell it all. If you're gonna tell it, then you gotta tell it all, baby. You better tell all, spill all the beans. You should have did a part 1, part 2, and part 3. The part 1 with you, the part 2 with the lady who moved in the house with the kid, the part 3 with the other kid. Then you got to fill in the part where he said your kids. He said your kids. See, this is where we ain't playing Mr. Mrs. Nice Guy. You're gonna call my sons no potheads and lazy and all this other stuff. And if they was that bad, why did they have grown? They have grown. One is 33. One is 33 years old now. One is 33. So if she was 18, he's 58, right? So that means, baby, the son was born in 90. And if he's 58, let me see. So she was 18, he was 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So if she was 18, he was like 25, like 25, 26. He had no business with that young girl any damn way. He was well in his 20s when he met her. And if y'all watch the story, you know, they come from the same, like, religion. I believe it's the Seventh-day Adventists. I believe they come from both the Seventh-day Adventists, if I'm not mistaken. I really don't chew me up, but I believe their religion is Seventh-day Adventists. And I believe she was supposed to be a hit it and split it, but she ended up knocked up, and he felt stuck with her. And then he felt that he had to marry her because of their religion, but he really wanted to do what he wanted to do. So he tried to do what was right, but he wasn't right. So he was just better off just not trying to be right. If you know that's not you, then don't do it. If you know it's going to mess you up on the inside to do what's right, because you're going to still turn around and do what's wrong. You're going to still turn around and do what's wrong. So why say, well, I'm going to try to be the good guy. I'm going to try to make this work. And then you turn around and give her another baby. And then she can't be the bad person because the other daughter you exchanged from, they don't even got the same mamas. The common denominator is you. You got 2 girls and 2 boys. We don't even know who the other daughter is. Let's see how many kids Brian McKnight have in real life. In real life. Let's see. Let's see if he scratched their names off of off the bio. Off the bio. Oh God. Well, yep, he was born in 1969. Right. Let's see if he took the kids off the bio. Oh, okay. He didn't. He didn't. He didn't. He didn't. is Brian McKnight Jr., Brianna McKnight, Nico McKnight, and Claude McKnight. But where's the other girl? Spouse Leilani. Brian McKnight was born June 5th. I told y'all about them damn Geminis. I told y'all about them Geminis. Y'all don't want to believe me. I be telling y'all about them damn gems. That's what they do. Let's see that he kicked them out the family, right? Brian McKnight, Brian Kelly McKnight. Hey, Kelly. Okay. Brian McKnight was born in Buffalo, New York to Claude McKnight Jr. and Ruth Elaine Willis. His music experience began in his childhood when he became a member of his choir, which is directed by his grandfather. McKnight explored different genres of music, and in his early teens, he started musical ambitions by composing instrumental materials while learning to play several instruments. McKnight formed a band and began performing his original songs at local venues. By 18, he had a publishing deal. McKnight older brother Claude III and his band Take Six signed a record deal with Warner Brothers. This encouraged McKnight to shop his own demo tapes. By the age of 19, he signed his first record deal with Mercury Records. His self-titled album, Brian McKnight, was released. It peaked at number 58. The song was The Way Love Goes. The album also featured ballad and top 20 single One Last Cry. It was followed by 2 more albums from Mercury. Brian McKnight's final album with Mercury sold over 2 million copies and was nominated for the Grammy for the song Anytime. Okay, blah, blah, blah. McKnight signed with Motown in 1998 and released a Christmas album. In 1998, McKnight was a guest star on the show Sister Sister, Who Cares? He appeared in multiple episodes, Who Cares? In 1999, McKnight released Back at One, his most successful album to date, which eventually went on to sell 3 million copies. Back at One is one of 4 of McKnight's studio albums to reach the top 10. Okay. In 2005, McKnight signed with Warner Brothers and released the 10 during December 26. It was his only studio album with the label, 3 singles, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Let's get to the personal life, right? That's what we want to get to. Brian McKnight was married in 1990. That's why I said the song came out in 1990. Okay? To a songwriter and his college sweetheart, Julie McKnight. Do they have the same last name? Is her last name McKnight also? I'm going to have to look that up. Okay. Julie McKnight. Okay. They have 2 children together. They divorced in 2003. McKnight also has a daughter he fathered with while married to Julie and a son from previous relationships. Who is that? So he had a son on her and a daughter on her. So he had McKnight also has a daughter he fathered while marrying to Julie and a son from previous relationship. Who was the other son? Shoot, where these kids at? Damn it. Yeah, I was correct. Brian McKnight was raised as Seventh-day Adventist. That's what I thought. Okay. In 2014, which we don't care, he began dating Dr. and they announced their engagement. And Brian McKnight was married. Mendoza has 2 children from a previous relationship. In January 2023, McKnight and Mendoza had a son. Where all these kids at? Would that be Clyde? Would that son name be Clyde? He named after his brother. And Brianna. Now I gotta look up his wife and see do they got the same name. What's her name? Julie McKnight. Let's check her out. Yes, I'm reading it. Sorry, guys, but I gotta read it. Hold on. I'm gonna try and see something. Hey, Marlene, he's a Rolling Stone. Oh, hey, Blanchy Pooh. He always been a cornball. I didn't see y'all come in because I was reading. I completely no, he wasn't part of Take Six. His brother was. His brother was out before him. Yeah, but that was his brother's group. Let me look up the wife for a second. Hope I spelled it right. My. I think they may have the same last name. I told you, she was 20. She was 18. That man was 25 years old. You ain't had no business messing with that little young girl anyway, because she was born in 1972. Okay? In 1972, Julie McKnight. So they do have the same last name. That's crazy. Julie McKnight is a daughter of a Seventh-day Adventist, which I told you they come from the same religion. Julie's musical influences begin with her mother. Her mother, Sandra Brooks, who performed at the Apollo at the age of 19 after being coerced by her father, Norris Turney. So she's a Turney, a multi-reed player, and a member of the Duke Ellington's orchestra. You see that? She ain't. Okay, now. Aretha Franklin may have won that night, but Sandra Brooks brought the house down with their rendition to What a Wonderful World. The apple don't fall far from the tree. Okay? Having moved to Los Angeles in the 80s, Julie's charismatic father, Victor Sr., welcomed people of all faiths and backgrounds in a home. During this time, Julie and her family formed lasting relationships with some of the greatest in music history. Some of these legendary artists include jazz singer and entertainer Nancy Wilson, the original king of rock, Little Richard, Nina Simone, Clifton Davis. You see what I'm saying? She ain't new to this. She didn't just meet Brian and all of a sudden she knew somebody famous. Her and her family was somebody already. Julie has collaborated with and supplied guest vocals for the likes of Earth, Wind and Fire, The Emotions, and her former husband, Brian McKnight. Coming into her own in the 90s, Julie herself will let her own star shine bright, winning honors, and finally, in 2021, Dance Star Music Awards Song of the Year. Best Vocalist, Best PA nominees. Julie has brought down the house performing at majority of the world's hottest stages, festivals, and nightclubs, spanning from New York City, San Francisco. In addition, Julie's versatility as a vocalist was also put on the front line this year while touring with her eldest sibling, Victor Brooks Jr., composer and vocalist for his own Brazilian world music, as well as lending her talents to Zé Ricardo and his band in Brazil. So basically, Brian, you have to explain. Yeah, she kept her married name, but even in her own thing, it states McKnight. So I was like, well, hold up. It might be a Jim cousin. Now, Brian will have to explain to me how entitled his kids are and how much they wanted his money when their mother was making money too. See, people leave out a lot of stuff. Then he even showed the video of his sons getting mad, tearing up the house. I don't know. But all of that, they're entitled. They want their money. They don't deserve nothing. But if you read the bio, the mother makes money. The mother may not make as much as Brian, but she make enough for them 2 kids she got. She make more than enough money just touring to take care of them 2 kids she got. So that would be a lie. Well, y'all are out the will. F your will. F your will. Because see, when the other 2 kids that's not yours, you know, the ones who got a pappy, the ones who got a real pappy that you claiming, the next man kids that you claiming that's yours, my children. Like they got a father. When they start get up and get out the house and it's just that baby, guess what? You got grandkids who can play with that little son of yours. You got some grandkids that are beautiful. And if y'all didn't see the grandkids and hear the story, y'all gonna have to watch this from the beginning. You have to watch it from the beginning. But that gotta show you it's a lot of lying going on here. It's a lot of lying going on here. He is a liar. He's a liar, making it seem like he the only one that's a breadwinner. Everybody poor and nobody don't got nothing, and he want them to do something with they mama. They got their mama. You didn't hear the mama complaining that the boys was begging for money. You didn't hear the mama complaining that her sons were bums and was begging her for money. So if they asked their father for some money, so what? So what? And if the mother did not give it to them, she didn't cut them off. She let them find their way. So we know it's more to that story. It is more to that story. Brian, Karma is a bitch. And when them kids' father come back into their lives, they're going to show you who their father really is. They're going to show you he got money. He got money. He just paid his daughter $300,000 for that lie he set out there. But he going to have less money now because we're not coming to his concerts. We're not coming. He better not never do a single concert. He better be in a tour with a bunch of people where they're not coming to see you. They're coming to see everybody else. But you can't do no more single concerts because we're not coming. We are not coming at all. No, sir. No, nothing. So, what the real deal is, no, we're not coming. So when the real deal is, when he's about my son Brian, Patrick Brian, he is the bad ick Brian. Bad ick Brian. Who remember that? Y'all don't remember that. Blanche remembers that, right? Blanche Pooh, bad ick Brian. Bad ick Brian. Oh, Lord, I need to find that and play that. I need to find that and play that. That shit is too funny. I might go back down memory lane because that's some funny-ish, right? But anyway, when they pappy come back and be like, these my kids, what you going to do? Say no? What you going to do? Say no? I take care of them. He going to say thank you. Thank you for taking care of my kids and saying F your kids. Thank you for making my life easy. That I had to do nothing for my kids. My kids got Benzes, big houses, been all over the world. I couldn't do it, but thank you. Shit, thank you, Brian. But I'm still the pappy. My blood runs through their veins. Thank you. Thank you for making my life easy and your own blood life very hard. Thank you for using my kids with the stupid woman. Yes, I can call her a stupid woman. Because you ain't going to use my kids to torment your kids. Because that means that you don't care for my kids like that. I'm still the pappy. Exactly. Mm-hmm. You ain't going to use my kids to get your kids mad. You don't do that. You could do that with your newborn son, but you're not going to use my kids just to make your kids mad. Nah, that don't look cute at all. But you know she's scared to say something because we already know Brian will move your ass out, right? Brian will move your ass out, as we have seen, and still put the next woman in there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He gonna be one of those old men who gonna be lonely in nursing home. Please. And they're gonna be right with their pappy. They're gonna be like, Pappy, we got this ninja. Pappy, mommy did it. Mommy did it. Mommy got this ninja and all his money. Now we're gonna take it back to the Philippines, damn it. Mommy did it, Pops. Pappy, mommy did it. She went and got this ninja. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She turned him against his kids, Pappy. Yes, she did, Pappy. And guess what, Pappy? We in the will, and we get all the money, Pappy. Pappy, he 58. So If something happened to you, we're going to take all his money. If something happened to him, and we're going to spend. They can't get a little love. They can't even get a little. They can't even get a little bit of love. They got to keep starting back at one. He can't even get them a little love. He gonna keep starting back at one. Exactly. Them kids gonna see they real pappy and be like, Pappy, them biological kids gone. Be like, Brian, who? Because Cowboy is a bitch. Cowboy is a bitch. You done kicked her. Y'all gotta see what the lady said. He kicked her out the house and already had her apartment and moved the mistress and the pregnant mistress in the house. God damn it. What didn't that man do to her? And 33 something years later, he's still effing with her and the kids. 33 years later, he's still messing with her. But on this time, I'm not so mad that he's messing with her. I'm kind of happy he's messing with her, actually, because he's bringing her to the spotlight. So now she now has more subscribers. More people are listening to her work. And his son, if I was his son, I'm telling you, what I would do if I was his son, the oldest one, Junior, not the junior, but the first Junior, not the junior, the last one, because he sounds just like his father. That if you ever heard that boy sing, he has his father cadence and everything. He just doesn't know how to emotionally connect the song with the words. But them some singing boys. I would sing every song my daddy made. I would do a remix on every song my daddy made. Listen, Julie, get on the phone, Julie. Julie, we got to talk. You already know your son's got that gift, and you already know Junior sounds just like his father. Every song his pappy made, I would remake the song and put it on YouTube for free. So then his father can't sue me and can't get no publishing on it. I will remake every damn song and sound just like him, and make sure I'll take the Junior off my name, because you got a new Junior now. So being that you got a new Junior, my new name is Brian McKnight, and I would sing every bit of your song. Yes, I would, because I sound just like you. I sound just like you, Pappy. I don't know about them other two you claiming. I don't know about them other two you claiming over there, but they ain't got the McKnight blood. They won't sound like me, Pappy. You may be proud of them, but I'm going to show you how your bloodline go. I'm going to sing all your shit. I'm going to sing all your songs, because I sound just like you. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Let me see if I can find something with Brian McKnight's son singing. I ain't playing. Now take that. You may got my pappy's money, but you ain't got my pappy's genes, baby. You ain't got the musical genes that I got from my mammy and my pappy. I ain't lying. Mm-mm. No. Mm-mm. Let me see. You gotta hear them on the Star Spangled Banner. Oh, his son sing One Last Cry? Oh, I'm gonna get a copyright strike for that. Oh, his son sing Climax too? Let's see. He do need a haircut though. Come on, Brian. You Brian, but now. Let's hear how his son sound. He's doing Climax by Usher. But I want to hear him sing one of his pappy songs. Let's see what he sound like.
Going on fast we reach the climax. We're together now, we're all done. Won't commit, so we choose to run away. Do we celebrate? Don't wanna give in, so we both give up. Can't take it back, it's too late, we reached the climax.
Go ahead, boy.
Go
ahead, boy. Now let's see you sing your father's song. Let's see, Brian.
Yeah. Shattered dreams.
God damn, he sounds just like his father. I told you. That boy sounds just like his pappy. I'm scared to hear the rest of it. Woo! He sound. I tell you, boy. I'm trying to tell you, Brian, because he got too many Brians. So that's Brian. Baby, man, oh man, it's chef. I'll sing every last damn daddy song it is. God damn it, and charge it to the game. Damn it, I'm gonna make my own well with your pipes. Damn it, and them other two you got over there, them other two that you claim that's somebody else's kids. That somebody else tell them to sing your songs, damn it. Tell them the ones, the no talented ones, the ones you got over there, and the ones you want to dress up at all the same Christmas pajamas in. We're gonna check out Brian. We're gonna call him Brian. Right? Let's check out Brian. Shit.
And broken hearts are mending on the shelf. I saw you holding hands, standing close to someone else. Now I sit all alone, wishing all my feelings was gone. I give my best to you. Nothing for me to do but have one last cry before I leave it all behind. Yeah.
What y'all think? Damn it. What do y'all think? His imposter, that's what I'm saying. That boy, ooh. Now imagine if his father, because the thing is that he sounds so much like his dad, and he could hit every note. It just needs a little bit more maturity. If he would have honed into his son, but the bad part is that he sounds just like his dad. So he will really need his own identity. But Nico sings very good too. Just that Brian sounds just like his dad. Nico does not. But Nico also is very talented with his vocals. Yes. Let me see if I can find something with Nico. But that boy, shit. I will be on every tour singing all your songs. Pappy. Now, tell you the other two kids, The other two ones? Shit. I wish. What? What? Yeah, Brian. It's three of them. Don't forget it's three of them. It's three of them. Brian, and Brian. So that's Brian. Then it's Brian. Then it's Brian. Right? Hey, Rosalind, someone sing. That's little bro. That's Brian. That's his son. The one he don't claim. That looks like him. That sounds just like him. You know, he didn't want to give his son a shot in the business. Talk about you want him to go work in a damn hospital with a voice like that. God, they lazy. And my wife was going to get them a job to work. And they don't want that. Not with no voice like that. They not working in no damn hospital. Oh, God damn it. That's why that's Brian. Okay. So we got Brian. We got Brian. We got Brian. That's his son. So his last son would be Brian. So that's 4 Brians all together. Damn, y'all done mess me up. I am Brian tongue-tied. I am Brian tongue-tied right about now. Right? I am Brian, but that's Brian. And them some beautiful kids party. You was here, you saw the kids. Yes. I'm not playing, damn it. So Julie, tell Brian I said to sing every song Pappy sing, everyone. Back at 1, I'll make that my new single. I ain't lying. Not when we got the same voice, damn it. We ain't gonna pay to see Brian, but we'll pay to see Brian. Yes, we will. Me and Julie gotta get on the phone. We gotta get on the phone. Let's see what else they got. They got the Star Spangled Banner. Brian McKnight sings Rest of My Life. Brian McKnight's Sons, Marry Your Daughter Now. Brian McKnight's Sons Live. Let's see what that looks like. Well, that was 14 years ago. He sung with his sons 14 damn years ago. I remember that. I do remember that. Let's see. I'm trying to find the shortest one. And you want them to work in some damn
strikes, relate with Tom's.
And you want them to work in some damn hospital. You go take your ass and work in a damn hospital. The nerve of you. Try work in a hospital. There's too many Brian. Hey, Miss Leo. No, it's Brian, and Brian. It's 2 sets of, matter of fact, it's 3 sets of juniors. It's Brian, and then Brian Jr., and then his son had a son. Oh no, he will be Brian the 3rd. And then the son he just had would be Brian Jr. So he got 2 Brian Juniors and he got a Brian the 3rd also. Exactly, Rosalind. Exactly, baby. Way more successful. And I would do it all with my Pappy songs. Just to show them two other ones, the ones that make them so proud. You ain't got this bloodline, baby. You ain't got this bloodline. Yes. It's not the third. Yeah, we got Brian the third. Yeah. We got Brian, Brian Jr., Brian the third, and then Brian Jr. again. That's the order. Brian, Brian Jr., Brian the third, and then Brian Jr. again. So it's two Brian Juniors, one Brian, and one Brian the third. And that Brian the third, he's just such a handsome young fella. Really handsome young fella. And then you want to tell them to work in some damn hospital. Yes, two Brian Juniors. They need to retire the name. Jeez. But we're going to just call him Brian. Had his son. He did have his sons out there. We ain't going to front. He did. But now they not speaking. So now I got to sing your shit.
Do you ever think about me? Do you ever cry yourself to sleep? In the middle of the night when you play, are you calling up me? Do you ever miss? Can't believe 10 days, 12 hours since you went away. I miss you so much, and I don't know what to say.
Go ahead, Junior. Go ahead, Brian. Go ahead. Even Daddy jealous of you, Brian. That's what it is. Look at his face. We found out what happened. Damn it. Brian is jealous of Brian. Did you see his face when Brian hit that note? Yeah, they all answer at the same damn time. Yes, Jackie. Yes, Jackie. Okay, Brian Sr., two Brian Juniors, and Brian the third. Eggs, you got it, Paula. It's Brian Jr., Brian the third. I mean, if you're going in birth order. No, it ain't like no George Foreman. He did that on Spike. That's different when you give all of them the same name. This is totally different. But if you want to make it sound like that, yeah. But he did that for different reasons. And then your grandson can't be part of it. The grandson is part of it. But it's Brian. Then it's Brian Jr. Then it's Brian the third. And then it's Brian Jr. all over again. So that's that. Did you see how he looked when his son hit that note? You jealous? Your jealous ass? Because he was young prime. He was young and you was old. Let me stop saying that. But you was jealous. Let's watch his son hit that note again. And watch him and the brother. Look at him like his old jealous ass. He jealous. Now watch his father's face.
That should be open. Should know better, but it's just not the case. It's been 6.
Yes, I have to fast forward and hit with the copyright strikes, but it's okay.
I hate to see you go, even though I know you're coming back. It's hard to breathe without you, girl, and baby, that's all. I know sometimes you have to leave, but I wish that you could stay. Every time
Now he's trying to outscream Brian. Look at Brian trying to outscream Brian. You piece of Brian, you.
with your fine self, how I run my fingers through your hair while you watched your show so cute. How you treat unfair when I feel remote. Then you give me this thing, and I surrender so quickly. Hold me and I my way you make tonight begin was always hold me and I try. It's now I find myself thinking when I can't see more like you.
Damn, Nico sound. I thought Nico was the father. That was Nico. Okay, Nico. Okay, Nico.
I can't see it more like you. I can't see it more like you.
Now, Nico got a little bit more emotion, and Brian Jr. has the notes. But Brian Jr., Brian needs some more emotion. But Nico has it that I literally thought he was the father. But that's Nico.
I can't see it more like you. They're gonna help me just a little bit. It's gonna go like this.
Go ahead, boy. All right now. Oh, I can't take it. That's a singing ass family shit. That's what I said, Paula. That damn Nico? Yes, that was Nico. That's why I said, what the hell? I understand why he started back. What you mean? What you mean you understand why he started? You gotta clear that up. What you mean why he started back at one? Because see, that last baby, he gonna be making sure that baby know how to play the piano, every instrument, but he's not gonna have it the way them two boys got it. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. He gonna want his son. What's that boy? What's that one who sing? What's his name? Don't believe me, just watch. He gonna try to get one of them type of boys, type of singers. But ain't gonna happen. Now what he should have did was show them kids the independent route, because we already know that business is cutthroat. So maybe he didn't want his sons in that cutthroat business. But ain't no way in the world you gonna send me to work in the hospital. Ain't gonna happen. That little baby gonna sound like a cat. Oh, Bruno Mars, yeah. He gonna try to get Brian, the fourth Brian, Because he probably figured I couldn't do it with these, but he's going to be old because he's 58, which means he'll be 59. He'll be 59. He'll be 58 or 59 in June, right? So by the time that kid is 10, he'll be 69. By the time that kid is 20, he'll be 79. So that kid gonna be 20 years old. His older two siblings by the mother, they can't sing with him. They got their father genes. They gonna need their brothers, the one who got his genes, if the baby decides to sing. Yeah, he too, baby. So what he should have did, I don't know what took place, but what I do know is that they wasn't bad as the father say he was, because as we see, the mother kept a job, the mother makes money. So if they really was bad as he said they was, the mother didn't pay them any mind. The mother let them find their way. She was not estranged from her kids. He would link up with his brother's trust. I'm telling you, who gonna get his trust? Who gonna get his trust is them first two kids, Pappy. I'm trying to tell you, Marlene. They're gonna be like, Pappy, Mommy did it. Mommy done did it. Mommy went and got Brian McKnight. Yeah. And guess what, Pappy? His other kids out the will. So we in the will now, Pappy. Remember that house you always wanted? Pappy, I'm gonna get the house for you. Yeah, I'm calling him Daddy and everything. That's because Mommy told us to, so we can get the money. But Pappy, I got you, Pappy. Pappy. And every day, Pappy, yeah, we got a Benz. Pappy, he paying for the school too. Pappy, I'm gonna send you a little something. I'm gonna send you a little something. I'm gonna send you a little something, Pappy. Brian III will out-sing the new Brian Jr. God damn it. I had to read it right. Brian III, and he's up. Did you see the picture of Brian III? He's so handsome. That's a handsome little boy. And the little girl, oh, she's so pretty. They don't deserve not to know their grandparents. Not necessarily. The mama, not the same kind of people as us, more than likely. That little boy is going to be raised to think he's better than them. I know. You mean the word entitled? The same thing he called his sons, entitled? But I wasn't talking about the mama. I'm talking about the two kids that he called his. They still have a biological father. And their biological father is the one that's going to get Brian money. Because now they're in the will and his biological kids are out the will. So they're going to spend that on their bio father. They're going to spend, they'll be like, yo, Dad, yo, Pops, yo, Brian, cut me this check, how much you need? Remember, he said, this the daughter I ain't never had. Her biological father said, like hell, you ain't no girl, Dad. That's my daughter. But go ahead, keep taking care of her. Keep taking care of my daughter. Thank you. He was like, and my children have to protect my wife and my children, nigga. Ninja, you only got one son from her. Thank God, because I'm sorry the other son didn't make it, but she got knocked up again. She got IVF'd up. She got all IVF'd up, allegedly. God dang it. Who is... Get out, cat or dog. Yeah, the table's going to turn. What you going to do when the tables are turn? I say when the tables done turn. What you going to do when the tables done turn? Because I know for a fact, when their father come back into their life, he going to be mad as hell. Mad as hell. I done gave you everything. Everything. That's going to hurt him more than his own damn kids to know that they love their father. That's going. If you think he mad now, wait till they meet up with their real dad. But they're going to do it on a sneak at first. They're going to be doing it on a sneak because they're getting older. So as they get older, they're going to get jobs and stuff like that. Wait till they find out they've been sneaking to talk to their real family, to their real grandma on their father's side, and their real pappy, their real aunts and uncles. Wait till he find that out. Like, damn it, I done gave you all of this. Yeah, karma's a bitch. Then you kick them damn kids out the house. So then, yeah, you tried to sing with them. It didn't go nowhere. You tried to sing with your sons. I gave him that part. He did try. But somewhere down the line, they fell off. And instead of being a loving parent, he wanted to do things his way. He even got mad when his son hit that note. And then he looked at his son and then tried to scream a note even louder. Oh, jealous ass. But I'm done. I don't know if I'm going on the other side tonight. I might go on the other side. I don't know. But I wanted to get through this. But I want to say, Brian McKnight, you're narcissistic. You're a piece of crap. I will not. And my favorite song, Little Love, is no longer my favorite song. I want you now. I'll show you how. When little love. That's not my favorite song anymore. I'm taking it off all the playlists until Brian sing it. So I have to write Brian and let Brian know. I'm gonna hit him up in his DM. And I'm like, can you please remake A Little Love? Because From Your Father is no longer on my list. But if you sing it, I'm going to put it back on my list with you singing it. So I'm going to DM Brian, right? And see if we can get this going. But he did try to sing with his sons. He did. All right, guys. I appreciate all of you for being here. You know, and leave a comment. But the mother has spoken. The mother is writing a book. Do not forget to check out the guy who did the interview. I don't know if he's new to YouTube, but his numbers appear that he's new to YouTube. So, you know, we'll get to there. But peace out, guys. I see you guys in a little bit. All right.